One of Erica Kane's husbands.
Well, I am still married to Dmitri Marek.
Well, everybody knows you're not living together, honey. And Erica Kane just can't do without, if you know what I mean.
My addiction certainly put a strain on my marriage, but
Tore it asunder is a word on the bond.
don't believe everything you read.
Well, honey, once it appears in the tabloids, it's just about gospel, if you know what I mean.
No, I will tell you that has never been my experience.
Y'all have a red band intruder. I mean, they got enough information on you to start the Erica Kane National Archive.
Why don't we simply go to the next call?
I have no idea exactly what you have read, Ms.
Well, just call me Georgia, honey.
Well, I have no idea what you have read. But I can assure you I am doing everything I can to rebuild my life, and that includes rebuilding my marriage.
Oh, so that handsome doctor was, just an appetizer till the, main course gets refried, so to speak?
Dr. Kinder was my doctor. Period.
Was?
Yes, I no longer require constant medical attention.
Well, honey, that moonlight drive with that handsome healer, would that come under the heading of a workup on wheels?
I'm sorry, one question for calls are
You are referring, no doubt, to that horrible accident.
That's right, honey, that unfortunate hit and run.
I was in no shape to drive. Dr. Kinder was trying to stop me.
Well, did they tack on a rider to the Hippocratic Oath about doctors jumping into speeding sedans?
I'm sorry, Georgia. I've lost track of the question here.
Oh, Erica Kane and her precision, you know, devotion beyond the call. I mean, that crash could have just scarred that handsome doctor beyond recognition.
Someone could have been killed. I did a horrible thing. Thank God everyone came out in one piece.
Well, except for the doctor and his good practice, which was just like Atlanta after Sherman marched through. I mean, Jonathan Kinder risked going to jail for you, honey. Keep your name out of the paper, so surely there's more between the two of you than just a little therapeutic massage.
If Erica Kane says no, then that's good enough for me. Thank you for calling.
Well, you can hang up on me, honey, but America still wants to know what is next for Erica and her doctor/love slave.
Dr. Kinder is not my love slave.
Well, honey, he's a slave or something. Can you give us a hint?
You know, Georgia, this is supposed to be a very simple Q&A, but you seem determined to offend.
Oh, not at all. I mean, Erica Kane is a goddess. Men have just always been putty in her hands, and her fans just want to know her plans for this particular hunk.
My plans do not involve Dr. Kinder.
Oh, so you're just going to toss him out with those empty pill bottles, are you, honey?
He is not mine to discard.
Well, then why did he risk everything to protect you?
Well, I'm not sure exactly. Perhaps he acted in spontaneous impulse. You know, the way most of us do in a crisis. Sometimes we rise to the heights, and other times we behave very foolhardy.
Oh, well, I guess love just makes fools of all of us, doesn't it, honey?
You read about it all the time, spontaneous acts of valor. Someone rushes into a burning building. Someone takes a bullet for a friend.
A friend? Well, you and the doctor have gone way beyond friendship, honey. I mean, isn't it true that you two are having an affair?
I am not having an affair with Dr. Kinder.
Well, then why did he mount his white horse and go galloping off to Palm Springs?
To monitor my treatment.
Oh, honey. How many doctors do long-distance house calls, huh?
For the rich and famous, you'd be amazed.
Must have been expensive.
Drug addiction is expensive, yes. And I don't just mean in dollars and cents. I mean in human terms as well. My addiction put a strain on all my relationships.
But the good doctor was willing to risk everything?
People have been amazingly forgiving. I have received thousands of letters in support. My sister-in-law, for example, who could easily loathe me, flew all the way across this country to come to Family Week. And my husband has been a very active part in my recovery. He blocked out a great chunk of time to be there with me during Family Week.
Well, that's really nice, honey. But it wasn't your hubby that you turned to, was it? When the, pig feathers hit the fan, so to speak?
No doubt you're referring to the media awards debacle. Well, I'll tell you, I was in a drug-induced haze.
Yes, but it wasn't your dark-eyed count who came up to rescue you and gently lead you away, was it?
I barely remember the evening.
Well, America's just never going to forget.
I hope not. Because I was pathetic. That's what drug addiction does. If anyone out there thinks that drug addiction is glamorous, they should see how pathetic I was on that tape.
Well, you were just one smashed magnolia, honey, but that gentle doctor just smoothed your petals with love and care. Oh, my. I mean, it just nearly took my breath away.
No one can pick up the pieces of an addict's life. We all have to do that for ourselves on our own.
Well, wouldn't it be nice if every pill-popping damsel had her own Prince Kinder on call?
I am very lucky. Fortunately, I have a very supportive husband.
Two's company, honey. Three's a menage.
I have always been a one-man woman.
But manlessness just isn't you, is it?
I've learned that a very strong marriage can be extremely durable.
But a weak one can be easily replaced.
On that, I think we'll definitely go to another call.
Thank you for caring.
Ta-ta, darling.
Whose side are you on?
What? I thought I was brilliant, honey.
Darling? Why didn't you just walk on the set, Mother?
What? Didn't you like my scarlet
Oh, I
O'Hara?
loved your scarlet hair until it turned into Zsa Zsa Gabor. Darling, what possessed you?
Southerners use terms of endearment,
It's
Liza.
self-destructive, asking my mother for help.
Honey, I did the best I could. I'm not a trained actor.
No, but you are a shrew. Where are your fangs when you need them? You were supposed to rip her apart.
Well, how should I know she was
You were supposed to
invincible?
break her down. Does she look broken to you?
Well, she looks a little nicked, perhaps.
She's broken down. Look at her. She's holding court. He's got a power surge. Thank you very much.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this break. And we're out. You okay? Yes. Once again, you win the prize for being beautiful, bold, and completely unflappable. I'm staggered. I'm not kidding.
Well, she was tedious, wasn't
I had a different word in mind. I had my finger on this button the entire time. I could tell you didn't want to bail.
No, Erica Kane does not cower.
You're terrific. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Excuse me for interrupting. Isn't anybody screening these calls?
Oh, definitely. But I think our little Georgia Peach had herself an agenda.
I think she just didn't have any manners, and I think she had a chip on her shoulder.
Dixie, listen, it's probably very hot out in the studio under these lights. Why don't you go check out the fan in my office?
Oh, yes. Yes, I'll do that. Excuse me.
And we're back in 5, 4, 3, 2. Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, our very special guest today is, of course, Erica Kane. Erica, I want to thank you. It's taken a lot of courage and dignity for you to share your story with us.
Well, I'll tell you that being able to admit it to yourself is really the most difficult. Once you can do that, you're really halfway home.
You know, the cutting edge has never been the same without you. Will you ever come back?
Well, I'm here now.
I wasn't talking about as a guest.
Ted, are you trying to give me back your job?
Well,
And trick his way into
like
mine.
I said, you are the woman that put the cutting edge on the map. So tell the truth.
Enter
If you ever
the
get
Tad
homesick
Martin
for studio number 2,
sweepstakes. Say the magic
Well,
word
I will
and
feel
win
free
the
to drop
TV
in
comeback.
whenever I do.
You do that. And just say the word, and we'll put you right back in this chair.
Ted, that is so flattering.
Can he do
But
that?
I
with
have
me?
moved on, and of course, so has the cutting
You know you
edge.
were play by the rules.
And besides, if you give me back your job, what will you do?
Oh, I think I could find something to do backstage.
I am sure that
bet
you
you
could.
would.
And I'm sure that you would do it beautifully. But I'll tell you what, I would miss watching you.
Well, you just give us a whistle if you ever change your mind. You know how to whistle, don't you? You just put your lips together and say,
Live from the cutting edge.
Oh, give me a
So,
bag. I'm going to hurl.
This is Tad Martin. Until next time. Or maybe not. Who knows? Maybe someday soon we'll tune in and find Erica Kane right back where she belongs.
Why doesn't he just start a letter writing campaign?
Anything can happen on the cutting edge. 5, 4, 3, 2, and we're out. Great show. We got it. Great. That was terrific. I was on the edge of my seat. You call editing. I want the tape in my office, okay? Mine.
Oh, 1 hour that felt like 10.
Honey, talk about never letting him see you sweat. You are a pro. You are wonderful. You're a gold mine.
Thank you, Ted.
Is it too late to win you a presidential nomination?
Well, listen, I think somebody ought to put a tracer on that poison magnolia.
Oh, no need.
Well, filmmakers should not be allowed to carry calling cards.
Oh, they have direct dialing from hell.
No, I think George is a lot closer than that.
What, you know who it is? Well, who?
Marion Colby.
Marion?
Southern? Right?
Southern fried, dipped in batter, barbecued Cajun style. I'd recognize that darling anywhere.
Oh, Marion has way too much time on her hands. Somebody throw her a tennis pro, please.
Yeah, someone kind of, a toned but still tender morsel.
Don't look at me. Listen, I got a fire to put out, okay?
Dad, thank you for having me.
The coup was all mine.
Okay.
Do you think Dr. Kinder could have been behind all this? I mean, Marion just loves his bedside manner.
Opal, thank you, but I really just can't discuss this right now.
Oh,
Was it unbearable?
I held up extremely well.
How did you do?
I wasn't under the bright lights.
A marriage was.
Price of fame.
Well, I certainly wish that I could have had half your composure when I found out about this supposed scoop about your supposed affair with Gloria.
Gossip. I like to get my facts straight from the source.
You were at Dr. Kinder's office when I called.
Yes, I was.
Why, may I?
Kinder and I had a few things to discuss.
Was I right?
The blinds are closed.
Yeah, but did you hear anything?
No, nothing, not yet.
I know you're gonna. Come on, you want to have some fun?
Oh, Tad, you sure you want me to be a part of this?
Definitely. Membership has its privileges. There's a spectator's chair in there with your name on it.
Oh, hello, darlings.
Hello, darling. Fancy meeting you here.
How did the show go?
It was a success. A triumph. And by the way, your contribution really put us over the top. Thank you.
Beg your pardon?
The Torture the Guest phone-in segment. Brilliant.
Did I miss something here?
Yeah, copy. Liza should have written you a script. Something without ta-ta or darling, and most of all, no allusions to menage a trois.
Tad, I don't know what you're talking about.
I think you do. Gotcha, Marion. Anonymous, you ain't.
Am I being accused of something here?
Is there a problem here?
What's next, Liza? Tear gas?
Excuse me?
Fire drill. No, I got it. What about a phony bomb scare? What could you possibly come up with that would freak my guest and leave me up there stewing in minutes of delicious dead air time?
Will somebody tell me what's going on?
Sure. I think it's called desperation. Yours. Can't say I'm surprised. When the going gets tough, you go right back to high school. But I gotta tell you, putting your mother up to a phony call-in stunt is pathetic. I mean, even Junior's smoother than that.
It's certainly not as mean-spirited. I mean, what has Erica ever done to you? I mean, how could you humiliate her like that?
As if you could.
Oh, wait a minute. Are you saying that I had something to do behind the Southern fan?
Fan? Marion, I didn't know you were a fan. Don't deny anything. You're busted.
Is he right? Did you make the call?
Well,
Tell the truth, Mother.
Or lie. It doesn't matter. We could always run a voice graph on the tape.
Did you do it?
Well, yes, I did it, and I thought it was great television. What possessed you? Well, I don't see what all the fuss is about.
Mother, how could you be so vicious? What were you thinking?
Well, the show was dragging, quite frankly, and I thought I could pick it up, and I did.
As a favor to Tad.
Well, to Liza as well. She works here, too, you know.
Well, why don't you liven up one of Liza's shows?
Oh, wasn't this your show?
Oh, please.
Did you even think for a minute about Erica? She just got out of rehab. She's really vulnerable right now.
Wrong! She's never been better. Unfortunately for you, she's at the top of her game. And all the Colbys in Colbyville couldn't send her scurrying from the set.
I had nothing to do with this.
I'm sure. Nonetheless, it didn't work.
I'm really sorry that my mother did this.
That I didn't end up talking to an empty chair?
I assure you, I had nothing.
Just knock it off, Liza. Innocence doesn't work for you, or you either. Ordinarily, I tell you to come up with something better next time, but if I'm right about the numbers, there's not going to be a next time. Thanks for the boost.
Judith, I owe you one, okay?
I have never been so humiliated, Liza.
Of course you have. 1,000 times. You're old hand at it now.
Well, it's sure nice to be appreciated.
Thank you.
I could level you.
Didn't do anything.
No. You had your mother do it for you.
Oh, it's about the show.
I was watching a little daytime television. I didn't care for what I saw. You know, you're smart enough to know that if you toy with me, you'll get burned. So stop interfering with my affairs, Liza. This is your last warning. Next slip up, I go to the police and tell them what you did to my wife.